About, oh my gosh, I think it was 6 years ago, I attended Left Coast Crime here.
Which is predominantly an American festival, usually held on the left coast, you know, California basically. So Adrian Muller brought it to Bristol, which is kind of on the left coast of Britain, so it was plausible.
I loved Bristol, I loved the people at Left Coast Crime, and of course that is now morphed into CrimeFest. And when Adrian asked me to come for CrimeFest, I said, you know what, I'm going to be there. I did not even call up my publisher. I said, I'm coming over at my own expense. I'm going to participate in whatever you want me to participate in. It's great fun, good people.
There's something about Bristol. You know, it's not a sleepy little place. It's a great, vibrant city with a culture of its own, but there's something about it that has made this festival feel very relaxed, friendly, and different.
I love the idea of being able to introduce authors to new readers and vice versa, and promote crime fiction.
I'm a reader. I'm not involved in the publishing world in any way whatsoever. So I love the idea of being able to meet these people, and I think other people that we invite get the same kick out of it. So I just love putting this whole thing together.
I've not been to Bristol, and I hadn't been to England since 2008. So I had heard that CrimeFest was a small conference, which I loved. It just gives me a chance to interact with people. In a huge crowd or in a big venue, I perform, and that's not fun. You know, I like to interact with people, so this is a perfect setting.
It's the low-pressure, intimate, fun aspect of Bristol that is attractive to me anyway. I wouldn't like it to turn into a gigantic conference like some of them are. I think the size of it is about right.
I don't know what the actual head count is for this CrimeFest, but it seems just about right. And I love it that everything's sort of on one floor. So, you know, you can get from panel to panel without breaking your neck galloping down halls.
There's a combination in CrimeFest of the American model and the European model. Now, by the American model, I mean you tend to see more would-be writers attending events like this to learn their craft. The European model tends to be more fans coming to meet the people they admire, to get books signed and just to chat about their ideas. I think the Anglo-American continental concept that's embodied in CrimeFest is the best of all worlds.
There are a lot more readers here. This is not a trade show. It's not a professional show. This is about writers and readers, and there's a lot of readers. And you know, one of them just came up to me and said, "I'm just a reader." And I said, "Never say just a reader. You know, readers are the most important part of this." And I love it that there are so many readers here, and we can just chat, and you know, without the pressure and the stress of formality. I think it's great.
It looks like it's very well structured. It's addressing historical, amateur, professional, from the point of view, cops, private eyes, everything. And so I think it's got something for everybody.
I've found that all festivals have their own blend in terms of nationalities about who goes where and why. And Bristol CrimeFest is no different than that. There's a unique mixture here. Scandinavians, I don't know why they come over here, because it's like the furthest part of England from Scandinavia, right? But they come here, and that gives it a flavor.
Sweden is a wonderful country, beautiful countryside, full of really dark crime, apparently, but also full of wonderful crime writers. And I enjoy going to a festival in which really all types of crime are represented.
All writers are fundamentally readers, and all writers are fans of some other writers, and there are plenty of people here that I'm a fan of.
Mystery writers in particular are funny and smart and generous. I hear that in some genres, and that they shall be nameless, writers are kind of competitive and bitchy with each other, but mystery writers, to me, have always been very congenial. You listen to them on a panel and you think, that's what I think. You realize we all operate more or less the same way, and that's very comforting to me.
99% of the folks who are writers, aficionados of crime stories, are good, solid people, good friends, a great deal of camaraderie, and I feel very, very much at home.
It's an event where the highest paid authors rub shoulders with chats in the bar with the lowliest, such as me, are just a pure reader. Anybody can come along and talk to anybody. There is no inhibitions in that sense at all.
Initially, there seems to be a bit of propriety and almost concern that they might offend you by approaching you, or they don't want to bother you with their questions. But all you have to do is shake their hand and answer their first question, and the next thing you know, they're your best friend.
I mean, I've got book number 17 coming out this year, and new questions are pretty few and far between. And if you could distill all the best questions you've been asked over those 17 years, I think quite a few of them would come from Bristol, yeah.
It's just a great time to be had. It is very much, I'll say it again, the social event.
We call it CrimeFest for a reason.